I'm going to change my image here because we're going to switch over to the Celtic Fairy Tales. Now what I'm doing with the Celtic Fairy Tales is I would like to insert a lot of like myth and legend into some of my world building. And so I'm looking for not like things to steal from, but ideas to kind of stimulate or like elements that I enjoy, as far as like, oh, like this is a really cool story about, I don't know, unicorns or something. I don't think I have unicorns in my world, but maybe that's like a thing. I don't know. Basically I'm looking for ideas, but not specifically to just steal straight from the folklore, but more of just like to kind of get something similar in a way. Celtic Fairy Tales has some pictures, some black and white pictures in it, but I don't know if I hold them up, if that will be visible. Who's this? Alan and Bill the Duck is raiding with a party of 2 viewers. Thank you for the raid. I just figured things out. I might be able to figure out how to shout you out. We do be raiding. All right, hold on. Let's see. I'm going to, because I just set this up. I have a shout out. Alan and Bill the Duck. See if this works. Yay, Nightbot did it. Thank you. Slash shout out Alan and Bill the Duck. Yes. So I need to do that as well. Shout out Alan, 2 L's, and Bill the Duck. Yay! It worked. The last couple of times that I tried it, Twitch was just like, you're doing it wrong, and it was, but I figured it out. I like educated myself in between streams. I feel very proud of myself. So, thank you for the raid. Twitch be like that sometimes, yeah. And I think I figured out the URL issue, because people were posting URLs and then it was getting auto-modded. I think I figured out how to get that to go away. So, yay. I might not be arguing with all of the auto mods anymore. I'm sure there will be something else to argue with them about. Anyway, thank you for joining. I just finished the 2nd chapter of The Bridge to Terabithia, and I switched over to Celtic Fairy Tales for the next couple of weeks. That's what's going to be happening. I will be doing 2 chapters per night of Bridge to Terabithia, and then I'll switch over to Celtic Fairy Tales. I'm looking for some good folklore and some like kind of ideas for folklore that I could put into my world. So that's what I was just about to start. And I was saying that the Celtic Fairy Tales book has some pictures, but I don't know if all of them will be as easy to see as that one was. And I don't know if that camera will autofocus. I'm sure it will try its hardest. Anyway, I am going to skip over the preface of the book because I started reading it earlier this week and my eyes sort of glazed over. So I'm just going to go straight into the stories because I think that's really what I'm here for. Yeah. So the first, and most of these I think are fairly short. Like this first one is only a couple of pages long. After asked, when I did folklore books with cool pictures, I resorted to taking pictures with my phone and sharing them on OBS. Yeah, that's essentially what I did down here. That's just a photo of the cover of the book that I took on my phone earlier today, and then like quickly tried to crop it to make it look okay. So maybe I will maybe I will do that. The issue is getting my phone to talk to my computer. It might be an issue, but we'll see. If holding it up doesn't work, we'll figure something out. Or I could just describe it. Connla and the Fairy Maiden. Also, I'm probably going to mispronounce all of these words because I don't know anything about, I know a little bit about Celtic stuff. Also, feel free to take advantage of the self-promo section of my Discord. People can't show up if they don't know. Thank you for the reminder. Whenever I start a stream, I go through, because I think we were talking a couple weeks ago about I'm in an overwhelming number of Discords. I will try and remember to add yours into the list so that I can also do the self-promo there as well. I do put notifications around in places on the internet, but I will add that one into my list. Thank you for the offer. If I remember, I'll post for you, but I'm not a smart man. It's okay. Between a bunch of us, we'll figure it out. I did want to say thank you so much for that list of streamers that you shared. That was really helpful, and I found a bunch of people that I'm interested in following. So I appreciate that you're kind of looking out for the small streamers. It was really helpful. So proud of that damn list. Yeah, you should be. It's a very comprehensive list, and I found a bunch of cool people on it. So thank you. All right. And yeah, a lot of these things I don't know how to pronounce, so I'm just gonna hopefully wing it and not butcher it too much. Connla and the Fairy Maiden. Connla of the fiery hair was son of Conn of the 100 Fights. One day, as he stood by the side of his father on the height of Usna, he saw a maiden, clad in strange attire, coming towards him. "Whence comest thou, maiden?" said Connla. "I come from the plains of the ever-living," she said, "there where there is neither death nor sin. There we keep holiday always, nor need we help from any in our joy. And in all our pleasure we have no strife. And because we have our homes in the round green hills, men call us the hill folk." The king and all with him wondered much to hear a voice when they saw no one. For save Connla alone, none saw the fairy maiden. "To whom art thou talking, my son?" said Conn the king. Then the maiden answered, "Connla speaks to a young fair maid, whom neither death nor old age awaits. I love Connla, and now I call him away to the plain of pleasure, Moy Mell, where Bodag is king for aye, nor has there been complaint or sorrow in that land since he has held the kingship. Oh, come with me, Connla of the fiery hair, ruddy as the dawn with thy tawny skin. A fairy crown awaits thee to grace thy comely face and royal form. Come, and never shall thy comeliness fade, nor thy youth, till the last awful day of judgment." The king, in fear at what the maiden said, which he heard though he could not see her, called aloud to his druid, Corin by name. "O Corin of the many spells," he said, "and of the cunning magic, I call upon thy aid. A task is upon me too great for all my skill and wit, greater than any laid upon me since I seized the kingship. A maiden unseen has met us, and by her power she would take from me my dear, my comely son. If thou help not, he will be taken from thy king by women's wiles and witchery." Then Corin the druid stood forth and chanted his spells toward the spot where the maiden's voice had been heard. And none heard her voice again, nor could Connla see her any longer. Only as she vanished before the druid's mighty spell, she threw an apple to Connla. For a whole month from that day Connla would take nothing, either to eat or to drink, save only from that apple. But as he ate, it grew again and always kept whole. And all the while there grew within him a mighty yearning and longing after the maiden he had seen. But when the last day of the month of waiting came. Connla stood by the side of the king, his father, on the plain of Arcomin. And again he saw the maiden come towards him, and again she spoke to him. "'Tis a glorious place, forsooth, that Connla holds among short-lived mortals awaiting the day of death. But now the folk of life, the ever-living ones, beg and bid thee come to Moimel, the plain of pleasure, for they have learnt to know thee, seeing thee in thy home among thy dear ones." When Conn the king heard the maiden's voice, he called to his men aloud and said, "Summon swift my druid Corin, for I see she has again this day the power of speech." Then the maiden said, "O mighty Conn, fighter of 100 fights, the druid's power is little loved. It has little honor in the mighty land, peopled with so many of the upright. When the law will come, it will do away with the druid's magic spells that come from the lips of the false black demon." Then Conn the king observed that since the maiden came, Connla his son spoke to none that spake to him. So Conn of the 100 fights said to him, "Is it to thy mind what the woman says, my son?" "'Tis hard upon me," then said Connla. "I love my own folk above all things. But yet a longing seizes me for the maiden." When the maiden heard this, she answered and said, "The ocean is not so strong as the waves of thy longing. Come with me in my curragh, the gleaming, straight-gliding crystal canoe. Soon we can reach Boadag's realm. I see the bright sun sink, yet far as it is, we can reach it before dark. There is, too, another land worthy of thy journey, a land joyous to all that seek it. Only wives and maidens dwell there. If thou wilt, we can seek it and live there alone together in joy." When the maiden ceased to speak, Connla of the fiery hair rushed away from them and sprang into the curragh, the gleaming, straight-gliding crystal canoe. And then they all, king and court, saw it glide away over the bright sea towards the setting sun. Away and away, till eye could see it no longer, and Connla and the fairy maiden went their way on the sea, and were no more seen, nor did any know where they came. Interesting. I'm definitely still getting used to the language of this book. It's a drastic change from the Bridge to Terabithia. The way, I was flipping through the book a little bit, and I think that these stories are not related to each other, but I wonder maybe if there's kind of like a theme running through them. I'm not really sure. Yeah, I don't know if they all work with each other, but we're going to find out. Hi there. Thanks for joining our book club. If you'd like to join the conversation, I would love it if you would leave us a comment. And if you'd like to see more, check out the playlist.